Hey, hi there, guys. Warren here. Marcus Aurelius said, "It's not death that a man should fear, but he should fear not having begun to live." And I believe that. And I prefaced our chat with that because a lot of us fear AI. I've heard so many discussions about it, and I think there are justifiable reasons for that. But I don't think it's AI that we should fear. I think we should fear us, because I've done episodes before where I've talked about the fact that the algorithm didn't create bias. We did, because in essence, we are the algorithm, just like we are AI. So contextually, I think we need to discuss us, and I'll get to that. I'll share something that I heard that I thought was pretty profound. But I mean, we've been advancing since modern times. The Renaissance, the Enlightenment, the Industrial Revolution, and those had their scary moments too. People were frightened by the ideas, the science, the advancements. But we've been fine. We've been fine. And I think we will be fine here too. But it needs to be regulated, and it should have been done a long time ago. I think we're late out of the gates in that one, in my humble opinion. I'll leave that alone, because that bleeds over into politics, and that's not this channel. But I think we're late out of the gates. But we all use it, directly or indirectly. We're using AI. I've used it directly, and I'm sure since its onset, I've probably used it more times than I know indirectly. And we need it, because it's our human condition. We advance. We are, as the kids say these days, we're uber smart. And I don't think we should limit that. I don't think we should limit intellect. I think we should regulate potentials, and that's a little ambiguous, but Paul Tudor Jones. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of him. Most people have. He's a billionaire hedge fund manager, philanthropist, thinker, and he was on a show that he is often a guest on, and I watch. And he was on this morning, and he was sharing that he was asked about AI, and he was sharing, and he aligns with some of what I've shared in terms of regulation. But he shared that he was privy to a conference, I think it's irrelevant where, but it was the top names in the STEM field that you could think of. I think he said around 50 of them were in the room. And this is why most people are afraid, and why we should be concerned but not afraid. But someone asked how many people in the room believed that we had a soul. Yeah, and surprisingly, 5%. 5%. I think he said 4 or 5 out of the 50 raised their hand that we have a soul. That's concerning, and that's why it should be regulated, not feared, but regulated, because that is concerning when the top STEM scientists, and there's so many nuances, there's probably a lot more context that happened in the room, and they probably answered it contextually to their fields, don't know. But on its surface, the fact that 45 who did not believe we have a soul is concerning. And that's why I think, and that he also mentioned something that Jonathan B. advocates for, and that is philosophy in AI, because I think it goes back to the human condition. It's going to come down to us. They have a saying, right? Garbage in, garbage out. So whatever we input is what we're gonna, hopefully, that's what we're seeking to get out of it better. But I think there is something there in terms of going back to the human condition and keeping that as the foundation for moving forward with AI. Because I think if we remove us from the equation in terms of our critical thinking, our reason, our rational ability to continue and to do the scientific method, the Socratic method, I think that is necessary to balance where we go with AI. But that's all I wanted to share, is that I don't think we need to fear AI. We need to fear us. And yeah, it's an interesting time. We're in interesting times. Turbulent waters, as they say. But yeah, in my humble opinion, I think we ought to embrace it where we can, where it fits into our lives and make us a little happier and better humans. And then watch from the periphery and see where it goes, in hopes that we will not forget our shared humanity. All right? So until our next conversation, which is next week, be good out there. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and we'll talk again soon. I'll see you.